Does your lower back ache every time you stand up after a long sit? Do your hips feel stiff or your tailbone sore by the end of a workday? You shift your weight, adjust your pillow, maybe even stack books under your feet, but somehow, that sitting pain just won't let go. Here's the not-so-fun truth. Your chair might be slowly waging war on your body, and unless you've got a secret yoga retreat under your desk, you probably won't survive this comfortably. But don't panic just yet, so before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. Go ahead and drop a comment about where you feel your sitting pain the most: hips, lower back, glutes, or even that deep ache in the spine no cushion seems to fix. I hope that through my sharing, you will gain a clearer understanding of your own situation or that of your loved ones, along with ways to overcome the challenges you may be facing. I wish you success, happiness, and peace. You slouch just a bit, reach for your cup of coffee, and boom, the ache reminds you it's still there. Sitting pain is the kind of discomfort that doesn't scream, it whispers, then nags, then settles in like a bad roommate. It's especially cruel because it attacks you during what's supposed to be rest. The problem: your body wasn't designed to fold like a pocket knife for 8 hours a day. But thanks to modern life, most of us are hunched over desks, bent in traffic, curled on couches, or straining our spines at odd angles just to get things done. Underneath all this is a quiet inflammation party. Every hour you sit, muscles stiffen and circulation slows. When blood isn't moving freely, neither is oxygen, and that's when tissues start to panic. Your lower back tenses, your glutes go numb, and your hip flexors shrink like scared kittens. Add a dash of stress and poor diet, and now you've got the perfect storm for chronic sitting pain. Historically, sitting wasn't always seen as the enemy. Back in ancient Egypt, only the elite had furniture to sit on. Everyone else stood, squatted, or knelt to work. In fact, early chairs were symbols of power, not comfort, a throne, not an office chair. But here's the kicker: modern ergonomics might have added memory foam and lumbar support. But the real problem isn't your seat, it's how long you're glued to it. Researchers still argue whether it's the length of time sitting or the lack of breaks that does the most harm. But one thing is certain: food plays a much bigger role in pain than most people realize. That's right, what you eat can either fuel inflammation or fight it. Think of your body like a sponge. The wrong food makes it dry, brittle, prone to cracks. The right food fills it with hydration, elasticity, and resilience. And when it comes to sitting pain, we're not just talking about anti-inflammatory pills or orthopedic cushions, we're talking about actual, chewable, delicious healing. Now here's the part you won't hear in most wellness talks. One of the biggest aggravators of sitting pain isn't physical, it's chemical. Inflammatory compounds called cytokines flood your system when you consume processed oils, sugars, and trans fats. That deep ache in your lower back, it could start on your plate. So imagine this: you wake up, grab a fast breakfast full of refined carbs and sugary spreads, then sit at a desk all day while your body quietly fills with inflammation. No wonder your back feels like it's aged 10 years by sunset. Now flip that: what if you started your day with healing in every bite? We're about to dive into 5 foods that don't just reduce inflammation, but also improve circulation, relax muscle tension, and support your spine from the inside out. And no, none of them are weird powders or rare berries from outer space. But before we get there, here's a quirky little fact to chew on. In medieval Europe, people believed that sitting too long would cause cold humors to rise from the lower body and cloud the brain. Sounds ridiculous, right? And yet, centuries later, we're still dealing with brain fog and back pain after hours of sitting. Maybe those medieval folks weren't entirely off. One last note before we move on: don't underestimate how interconnected your systems are. Your sitting pain isn't just a back problem. It's a full-body message whispered through stiff joints, low energy, and aching muscles. It's your body saying, please help me move again, and help is coming not in a bottle, but in your next meal. You stand up from your chair and wince. That dull ache in your hips or the burning tension in your lower back reminds you once again that sitting is anything but restful, but today's different. Today, you're not grabbing painkillers or Googling stretches, you're heading to the kitchen. Because sitting pain, like most chronic discomfort, doesn't just start in your muscles, it starts in your gut. So let's begin with the first quiet hero, fatty fish. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, these oily wonders aren't just heart-healthy. They're spine-friendly too, rich in omega-3 fatty acids. They work like tiny fire extinguishers, putting out inflammation in your joints and soft tissues. One plate of grilled salmon won't turn you into a superhero, but eaten consistently, these fish can reduce stiffness and increase blood flow to your lower extremities. That means fewer pins and needles when you shift positions and less throbbing pain when you finally stand. In ancient times, the Inuit of Greenland consumed diets heavy in cold water fish and were found to have incredibly low rates of arthritis and inflammatory diseases. Coincidence? Historians still argue whether it was the cold climate or the omega-3 south that kept them nimble, but modern science leans pretty hard on the fatty acids. Add this to your mental grocery list right now. Salmon, sardines, and mackerel, not battered and fried, not buried in creamy sauces. Just lightly grilled, broiled, or baked, simple, delicious, healing. Moving on to our second pain-fighting food. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, Swiss chard. These aren't just for smoothie snobs. These are your spinal insurance policy, loaded with magnesium, vitamin K, and antioxidants. Greens help muscles relax and improve nerve function. When your muscles are constantly tensed from sitting, magnesium is like a gentle hand unclenching a fist. Plus, there's a bonus effect. Improved gut health. A calm gut means less systemic inflammation, and that means your lower back might not feel like a brick by 3 p.m. A quirky tidbit. Roman gladiators were often called barley men because of their grain and greens-heavy diets. While not exactly power lifters, they knew the value of fueling their muscles with earth-grown strength. And while modern athletes chug energy drinks, your leafy green boost can be even better. Imagine sautéed kale with garlic and olive oil, or a crisp spinach salad with lemon and walnuts. Your muscles might just write you a thank you note. Third on our list is turmeric, or more specifically, its active ingredient curcumin. This golden spice has been hailed for centuries in Ayurvedic medicine as a cure-all, and when it comes to sitting pain, it's like nature's anti-inflammatory secret weapon. You won't feel it kick in overnight, but taken regularly, say, a half teaspoon a day in food or warm tea, it can begin to loosen that vice grip on your back and hips. Now, let's be real. You can't just snort turmeric powder and expect miracles. Pair it with black pepper, which increases absorption by up to 2,000%, and healthy fat like olive oil. Maybe stir it into scrambled eggs or blend it into a golden milk latte. Bright orange food that helps you walk taller. Yes, please. Funny enough, ancient sailors used turmeric to dye sails and cloth. Imagine fighting pirates with sails the color of sunshine and healing your back in the process. Historians still debate whether turmeric's popularity came from its health benefits or just because it made food look expensive. Let's sprinkle in our fourth food, chia seeds. These tiny black dots are like magic beads of hydration and flexibility. Rich in omega-3 south, fiber, and protein, they help lubricate your joints and soften inflamed tissues. Sitting pain often comes from compressed vertebrae and dried-out discs. Chia seeds act like little sponges, holding moisture where you need it most. Stir them into yogurt, blend them into smoothies, or let them puff up in almond milk overnight. The texture might be weird at first, kind of like frog eggs, but your spine doesn't care. It just wants that cushion back. And did you know that as tech warriors swore by chia for endurance? Apparently, 1 tablespoon could fuel them for 24 hours, so maybe you don't need to fight a war. But sitting through a Zoom meeting counts as battle prep, right? Lastly, meet your sweet surprise berries. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, they're not just Instagram-worthy snacks. These are anti-inflammatory powerhouses loaded with antioxidants, especially anthocyanins, which reduce swelling and improve blood flow. That means better delivery of nutrients to those tight, neglected tissues in your lower back and pelvis. Berries also help regulate blood sugar, and guess what? Spikes in blood sugar can worsen inflammation. If your afternoon pain flare-ups coincide with snack cravings, it's probably time to ditch the donut and pop a few frozen blueberries instead, nature's candy minus the crash. A quick twist from history: King James I of England loved strawberries so much that he once banned their sale near his palace gates to ensure he got the best crop. Historians still wonder whether it was the flavor or the pain relief that kept him hooked. Either way, the guy had taste, so now let's recap your healing plate. Fatty fish, leafy greens, turmeric, chia seeds, and berries, nothing radical. Nothing that requires a trip to a remote jungle. Just simple food your ancestors might have recognized, packed with the power to ease your pain. One bite at a time, you walk to the fridge now with a different intention. No longer hunting for caffeine or leftovers, you're curating medicine. The kind your body actually knows how to use. Your spine, your hips, and that throbbing lower back. They're responding, quietly, steadily, because with each day you nourish yourself with the right foods, you're not just managing the pain. You're melting it. Let's go deeper. Pain from sitting doesn't only come from stiff muscles, it's the inflammation in soft tissues, the nerve irritation, and that slow breakdown of cartilage cushioning your joints. It's like your body whispering, I wasn't built for this much stillness, and food is how you whisper back, I hear you. Now that you've embraced the 5 core ingredients, fatty fish, leafy greens, turmeric, chia seeds, and berries, let's talk about how to build them into a rhythm. You start your day with a smoothie packed with spinach, blueberries, and a tablespoon of soaked chia seeds. Midday, a salad with grilled salmon and a drizzle of olive oil turmeric dressing. Dinner might include a turmeric lentil soup or a plate of sautéed kale with garlic. See what's happening here? No crash diets, no weird detox pills. Just daily love, spoon by spoon, historically. Hippocrates, the guy considered the father of Western medicine, said, "Let food be thy medicine." He probably didn't have chia pudding in mind, but the sentiment still sticks. Historians still argue whether his patients were fans of garlic breath and barley water, but we do know this. Pain was treated from the inside out. Here's a quirky twist you may not expect. In the Middle Ages, monks spent hours sitting still in wooden pews praying, writing, translating scriptures. And what did they eat? Mostly plants, fish, seeds, herbs, and fermented berries. Their joints didn't give up nearly as often as modern-day office workers. Maybe they were onto something. Maybe they had no choice. Either way, their lifestyle ironically echoes our anti-sitting pain food list. Minus the iPhones. Now, don't expect miracles in a week. This isn't a crash rescue, it's a rewiring. Think of each meal as another drop of oil into a rusty hinge. You'll notice less creaking, less flaring, more glide. You'll sit longer without feeling like you need to be lifted out of the chair by a forklift. And you'll stand up without the involuntary oof. One of the hidden benefits, better sleep. Inflammation can ruin rest, but with omega-3s calming the nervous system and magnesium from greens relaxing the muscles, your nights become deeper, smoother. Less tossing, less turning. And the domino effect begins. Better sleep equals better repair equals less pain tomorrow. It's like your body has a meeting while you're asleep, and finally, everyone's agreeing for once. So, let's paint a real picture. You're halfway through your workday, shoulders rounded, eyes dry. Instead of grabbing chips, you walk to the kitchen in 5 minutes. You whip up a chia berry yogurt bowl. It's tart, creamy, fresh. Your lower back thanks you not immediately, but consistently. Later, You brew a turmeric tea with almond milk and a touch of black pepper. You sip slowly, maybe while watching a video like this one, letting the warmth ease the tension in your spine. 3 days in, you start to notice you're fidgeting less, you're not twisting and turning as much. The pain is still there, but it's quieter, more polite, like a roommate learning boundaries. This food plan isn't a gimmick, it's just the original operating system your body has always preferred. You're not giving it drugs, you're giving it resources. And those resources rebuild tissues, balance hormones, cool inflammation, and help nerves function without sending those awful get up now signals. Now, about movement, it's still important. Food lays the foundation, but motion keeps the plumbing working. A short walk after meals, gentle stretches, nothing intense. Just a quiet conversation with your joints, reminding them they're not abandoned. So, what happens in a month? You wake up one day and notice that familiar knife in your lower back is missing. Maybe it's been gone for a few days now. You're sitting through a movie without shifting every 5 minutes. You're crouching to tie your shoes and standing back up like you used to, and the best part, you're not just not in pain, you feel supported, alive, capable. And no, you didn't need a chiropractor 3 times a week. You didn't buy a magic seat cushion, you just ate right, daily, quietly, deliberately. Grilled salmon on quinoa, kale salad with garlic dressing, mixed berry chia bowl. Food isn't fast, but it's faithful. You might not have the time to rewire your entire life, but you have 5 minutes for a smoothie, 10 minutes for a salad, 2 minutes for turmeric tea. You have that. And if you've made it this far sitting or lying down, I just want you to remember something. Your pain is not permanent. Your chair might be uncomfortable, your posture might be off, but your body, it's incredibly forgiving. Give it what it's asking for. Give it real fuel. Because relief doesn't always come in a bottle. Sometimes it comes in a bowl, so now, as you gently shift in your seat, or slowly ease yourself back onto a pillow, let the stillness settle. Let your body remember what it feels like to be cared for. From the inside out, you've listened, learned, and maybe, just maybe you've started to believe that healing is possible. There's no need to rush, no need to plan the whole week's menu right now. Just start with one meal, one adjustment, one small promise to your spine that tomorrow will be softer than today. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine that first bite of grilled salmon, the way the turmeric tea warms your palms, or the way the berries pop on your tongue. Let that picture stay with you. Food not as a burden, not as a fix, but as a quiet friend nudging your body toward ease. If you listen closely, you can almost hear your joints sigh with relief, your muscles relax, your breath slows. And as this moment fades, you feel something else, a small flicker of hope, not flashy, not loud, just steady. Hold on to that, because from now on, pain doesn't call the shots. Nourishment does.